Welcome to another episode, everyone. There in the Los Angeles County Jail, the Hoovers ended up having to demolish 3 individuals in total. One was an OG Hoover. Himself even got pulverized for crimes against humanity. There was 2 individuals there from neighborhood. There in the Los Angeles County Jail at this time, it was replete with violence. The gang culture was intense and everyone had to fight and prove themselves, if you will. You had to certainly defend yourself. There in the module in 47-4800, it was Sue moving and grooving. It was Bloods, gangsters, and Hoovers in there. And really, that only. No one else at this juncture was really allowed there in the module. Nevertheless, an individual from Block Crib had come down from prison. He knew one of the OG homies. They were tight there in prison. They knew one another. So he happened to fall into the module. And everyone allowed him to stay because the OG homie vouched for him and this was his homie. He didn't even have to take any fades. Now, the mayhem came about because this individual ended up giving a knife to one of his homeboys who had said that he was going to stab a Hoover with this knife. But this individual, I believe his name was T, gave him the knife anyway, knowing what the knife was for. This was a violation. T, because the OG homie had vouched for him, ended up going in a cell with the OG homie. That's the only place he was really going to be able to go. When he fell in the cell, again, the OG homie said, no, he good, man. I was in the pen with him, this is my boy. They were tight. Calling him the OG homie and the big homie, just really out of respect because he's older than me. But he's not one of them guys. He's not one of them dudes. He's just a bigger homie, just an older homie. But he's not one of them dudes. I'm not going to start naming names, but he's not one of them individuals that I would name off. Nevertheless, he's been in the penitentiary. He's older. He knows how things go. An individual who is a part of the neighborhood car, I forget exactly where he was from, but, to get their numbers up sometimes, they accept all sorts of people. This individual was from some rinky-dink hood from somewhere, and he tried to align himself with the neighborhoods. But now, apparently, he doesn't know where he's at. And he done fell into the module. And someone has told him that his big homie T had just come down from prison and is around there, on whatever tier, on such and such row, Charlie row. So he thinking he has homies here in the module. No, T is the only homie you have here in the module. You can't really be here. T is allowed to stay only because the OG homie said it was okay. That's not going to fly for anyone else. He hits the module and he gets pressed from every which way. Hoovers, gangsters, and Bloods. Where you from, bro? He doesn't back down. He doesn't know where he's at. He thinking he's on neutral ground. So he reps his hood hard, aggressively. I'm from such and such, cuz. Bad idea. The Hoovers, being who we are pretty aggressive at times. So they really took the lead in this and told the individual, let's just call him Lil Cuz. They told Lil Cuz, bro, we gotta get down. We gonna get down. We gotta get down. No, we not gonna come in there and rush you. We're not gonna pack you out of none of that. We gonna get down, then you gotta get up out the module though. But you're gonna get a fade for before you get up out the module, but we're not even gonna run you or none of that. I told him that the homie's not gonna run you, none of that, but yeah, just take a squabble and then go. You're like, why I gotta go? My big homie is around there. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, yeah, he's the only one that's here, bro. This not your module. You want to be over there on such and such module. We telling them, your homies are over there. We trying to give them a way out. This is not where you want to be. These dudes in here are very active. All of them. The gangsters, the Hoovers, and the Bloods. This is, again, what they were calling the Sue Whoop moving and grooving. This is the Bloods, the gangsters, and the Hoovers all coming together as one. This really started there in the Los Angeles County. Yeah. These individuals, they are putting in work. Someone hits that module that's not supposed to be there, all bets are off. Dude, he can't say, I don't want to get out. I can't. I mean, you can, but your career is over. Once the word gets out that you done turned down a face, so you can't say no. So one of the homies like, bro, we gonna get out. We gonna get out. And then that's it. Ain't nobody gonna pack you out, none of that. We gonna get out, then you gotta go though. He like, man, I'm gonna holler at the big homie. See what he say, man, we don't care who you holler at. All y'all can get up out of here. We only letting him stay for a reason, bro. You gotta go. Excuse me. So he's like, I'm gonna see what the big homie say. Well, okay. He go around there. He gets out of his cell. He gets around there at some point. Gets around there. He doesn't know that his big homie is in the cell with our big homie, our OG homie, my OG homie, the big homie. He go around there, and there's a couple other dudes in the cell that he doesn't know about. They're Hoovers all on the tier. Gangsters and Bloods all on his tier. He go over there, he hooping and hollering. We all find out what happened. He go over there, he go on the tier, go to the cell. The big bro is in the cell too, as I said. He go in there, get his call T, OG from Block Crib, who just came down from the pen. T makes knives. He knows how to make knives. He stays stumped down in the penitentiary. One of them old type of dudes, shower with his boots on and all this. He gonna hurry up and sharpen up something when he get anywhere. He goes and tells T, man, these dudes come over there pressing me. Who? Everybody. Hoover's, gangsters, Blood, they all came over there pressing me, bro. I need a knife. Again, the Hoovers are the one that told him we gonna squabble you. He telling T he need a knife. What is this knife for? You think you about to stab a Hoover up in here in this module and ever see the light of day again? It'll never happen, bro. It's all bad. You even asking for this knife is all bad. Just put a huge target on your backside. So T talks him down. First of all, tells him, hold on, bro. Pointing to the big bro. Telling him, I'm in the cell with a Hoover. There's a Hoover right here. He's still hot though. He like, man, I'm just saying, man, woo. Like, that, you just saying what? You still talking about, you need this thing in front of another Hoover? We catch wind of this, that this individual asked for a knife. We go back to his cell. Now, T did not give him the knife that time. We don't know. We go to his cell and we ask him about this. What's up, bro? You don't want to squabble? You trying to get a knife? Because we're coming there and delete you right now. You trying to get a knife? So he like, man, I don't do no squabbling. Like, what? So you was trying to get a knife? He like, no, man, I'm just saying, like I said, I was gonna go over there and holler at the big homie. I hollered at him, man. I'm just saying. You just saying what? Okay. Long story short, T eventually wraps a knife up. He receives a kite, according to someone that's in the cell with all of them. Ran it all down to us. In the kite, apparently, this dude is asking for the knife again, beseeching and imploring T to send it over. He's saying that his life is in danger, that these individuals have approached him again because they found out that he went over there asking for a knife. And he feels like he's in danger, that they talking about coming in there and deleting him. We are talking about coming in there and deleting him. This is what he's saying. Man, please, bro, you got to send it over. Basically, are you in violation, T? As a homie, as a neighborhood. These dudes talking about getting me. I don't have any protection. You got knives over there. You need to send one over now. What to do? Because T is in a cell with a Hoover. The only reason he's been allowed to stay in this module is because of this individual. Would you betray him and send your boy a knife to stab another Hoover? After the grace that he has shown? Well, what an outrage. Indeed, T wrapped it up, sent it over. And the dude had the knife. We got wind of this as well. I did. Quickly. I'm running the module. I know everything that's going on in there, especially something like this. At this time, I was repping Hoover mightily. I was steeply involved, and I was pushing a line myself. I was younger and I was wilder, and I was building my rep. And so I said, what? He ended up sending the knife over there? Anyway? Yeah, bro, he did. Fine. The homies, the Hoovers, are in an uproar. They have just found out, we have just found out, that the individual who's supposed to just take a squabble and lead a module has armed himself to stab another Hoover. You can't do that in a module full of Hoovers. The die was cast. The decision was promptly made to dispose of this individual rapidly. Got his cell hit, ran in there, and pulverized him. He was poked 2, 3, 4, or 5 times. He did leave the module, and he was bloody. But it didn't end there. He was really just the soft target. My focus was really on the big bro. Did he know that his cellie sent a knife to someone to stab another Hoover? Well, this is unthinkable. Me, myself, I'm in an uproar. I'm in an outrage. I have T and the big bro in my focus. We go over there, back to their cell. It's me, quite a few homies. Get to the cell. I say, big bro. They don't know that this individual, Lil Cuz, has already been disposed of. We've already found out that they sent a knife over there, that this dude T had sent a knife over there, and he was promptly dismissed, brutalized. They don't know this yet. We don't want them to know. I told the homies, let's just go over there. Don't say nothing. Nobody say nothing about what just happened. Just go over there. Just come on, we're going to figure it out when we get over there. Just come on. So we go over there. I'm hot, though. I'm mad. I am. Call the big bro to the bars in his cell. T is over there sitting down on the phone inside of the cell. Look at him. He was all right. He was okay with me until all of this had come about. So I look at T to see if he knows something is up. Is he about to get nervous? Does he think we're about to run in there on him now? Does he know that we know he done sent this dude a knife to stab another Hoover? Meaning, we certainly have to do something about this. Well, we cannot allow this to slide. Big bro, check it out. Come to the bars. Tell him, bro, did you know your celly just sent Lil Cuz a knife to stab the home? 5 or 6 Hoovers right behind me. I'm right here at the bar. I point back at him. I'm like, to stab the home? So he's like, what? He's like, nah, man, nah. I said, bro, now I know that he knows. This is where he messed up at. He's denying it. He's trying to take up for his celly so much that he's denying this. Are you serious? You an OG Hoover? This individual sent the knife to get one of your young homies stabbed up, killed possibly. And you're going to take his side and deny the occurrence of this? Well, what an outrage. I certainly took umbrage immediately. I said, big bro, he sent the knife out, bro. We know this for a fact. He sent the knife to this dude to stab the little bro. He sent the knife over there. The homies wasn't even talking about stabbing him, nothing. Running him as in 3, 4, 5 fights, back to back to back, packing him out as in 3, 4, 5 individuals, stumping him out at one time. None of this. Told him he was going to get a head-up fight, one head-up fight, and then he just got to get up out of the module. Go over there where your homies at. You're not welcome over here. And you going to go get a knife? I told him. I put my word on it that he wasn't going to get stumped out, stabbed up, ran, none of that. You can ask anybody that was down there with me. I was playing fair ball, even when we had the advantage. No, bro, give him a head-up fade, get a head-up squabble. That's it. We ain't doing what these other dudes do. We ain't finna run them 10 times on it. It happens sometimes over certain situations, but for the most part, I was playing fair ball. No. He gonna go get a knife. He don't want to just take the one squabble. Big bro is in complete denial. And the Hoovers behind me are becoming restless. I hear a couple of them mumbling, man, fuck Groove. Groove know what happened. Again, he is a big homie, but he's not one of them big homies. So I feel like his moments are numbered. And this denial is only going to exacerbate the situation. So I told him, big bro, we know what happened. He sent the knife over there, bro. We already just crashed him out of here. He gone, leak. You understand? Your celly is about to get crashed up out of here, bro. You get that? T, your road dog, he gone. We about to come in there and crash him now. Right now. The only question, bro, is what's about to happen with you. And you sitting here saying what you're saying, denying this when we know what happened, it's putting you in a bad spot. You're putting me in a bad situation. I don't want to have to make this call on you, big bro, but you're leaving me no choice. Him understanding now the severity of the situation, having just absorbed the information that Lil Cuz has been crashed out and sent out of the module leaking, and that his best friend in here, T, is about to suffer the same fate, and there's nothing he can do to stop this. What's up with you now? What we on? Finally, he admits he did send a knife out, bro. I did see him like wrap something up or whatever, send a knife out. He didn't really tell me exactly what was going on, but he sent a knife out. But nah, bro, I don't think he was sending it to him. I don't think he was sending it to him. Damn sure not to stab a Hoover. Yeah, bro, that's exactly what he was doing. This is the individual that you vouched for. This is the individual that we let stay in the module. He didn't even take one squabble. We left that man alone. The only neighborhood in the module. Really? Couple of little stragglers. And this is the things we get? Okay. Since you vouched for him, and since you just denied to my face that he sent out this knife, when you knew the whole time that he sent it out, not only did he know that he sent the knife out, I'm utterly convinced that he also knew who the knife was for, which would make this a dastardly crime, an unforgivable one. And so the die was cast there in that moment. We walked off. The decision was made. Both of these individuals need to be gone now. The reasons are clear. The one individual sent someone a knife to stab a Hoover, and he knew what the knife was for. The other individual had vouched for this individual, and he vouched for an individual that could have got a Hoover killed. Not only that, he then went on to deny it and vouch for this individual further and try to cover for him against his own people. There's only one thing left to do. This sort of situation. And so we went to the other tier, strategized real quick, armed ourselves to the T, and went back around there immediately. Essentially told the police, crack the cell door. Got to clean up some stuff real quick. That's just really what it is, bro. That's how it goes down. We go down there and hit the tier. The homies are with me. We're all together. I'm going in on this mission myself because I did indeed take it personal. I felt like the homie had unmitigated gall, a copious amount of temerity to try to cover for this individual after vouching for him. What an outrage. We get down there, they hit the cell door, and we run inside. Individuals already knew who their target were. There were a few people designated to attack T without mercy. Me, myself, and a couple of others were assigned the task of attacking the big bro. I wanted to get in on him. I made that clear. Y'all come with me with him. We finna get him. I'm on him. He just setting a bad example. I took it very personal. He's setting a bad example for the young home. So we went in there and we got our targets. 3 individuals or so attacked T with weapons. He tried to get up and swing back at first. Realized he was a skinny dude, skinny light-skinned dude. Realized he was no match. Weapons were involved. T hit the ground. And when it was all said and done, he was a bloody mess. When they first started attacking T, we just sitting there for a second. I'm making sure this is going right. And the big bro, he just looking at me like, he's staying out of it. Of course, he's not about to try to jump in and stop this. Perhaps he's thinking he's in the clear, but he's not. So we turned our ire towards him and attacked him without mercy, with a certain amount of brutality because of the infraction. It was an unforgivable. We got him on the ground and really tortured him. He was punched. He was poked. His head was slammed up against the bunk. Turned him around, slammed his face up against the bunk. Broke a few bones in his face for sure. He was leaking bad, profusely. This is the big homie. I'm not proud of that. It's not something I'm proud of. I don't think any one of us were proud of this or wanted to even carry this out. Certainly not against him. Nevertheless, it is what it is. This is the culture. This is the gang culture. You have certain rules and protocols that you must abide by. If you don't like it, get out. Don't join the gang. I encourage you not to. They're silly. These gangs are dumb. Stand on certain codes and denounce others. Selective politicking is favoritism involved into who these rules apply to. What applies to this individual will not apply to that individual. This individual did something that had that individual did, y'all would have deleted him. But he did it and y'all didn't even touch him. This happens all the time in every hood. Had he been one of them ones, big homie, I'm sure that call wouldn't have been made. But had he been one of them ones, he never would have did what he did. He never would have made the call that he made, which is covering for this individual that tried to have a Hoover sent to the cemetery. That's it. Get out. Don't be a part of this. Yes, they're stupid. The rules are dumb. They're asinine. But know that now and don't be a part of it. But don't be a part of it now. And then when you get into a situation, you want to break the rules because you want to denounce the culture and say how bad the rules are. That 15 and 16-year-olds made up the rules. You know that now, right? Well, get out of it. Don't be a part of it. But don't be a part of it now. Stand on this stuff. And then when hits the fan, you want to become a philosopher on how bad the rules are and how they're not worth following anyway. No. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hey, I apologize to the big bro. Sort of. I mean, no, I don't. No, because he shouldn't have did that, bro. And he ain't been back. I mean, he ain't like that. But he shouldn't have did that. So no, I mean, that's just a part of the rules. That's what I'm saying. Some things happen. Sometimes you have to do stuff you don't even want to do. I didn't want to be involved in that, really. But we couldn't let that slide. County jail, prison, politics. Stay away from it. Stay out of it. That's what I'm trying to do from here on out. That's what I want all of us to do. It's not the lifestyle. The real flex is in taking care of your wife, your girl, your children, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your nephew, your niece, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie, your friends. That's the real flex. It's being there for them in any way necessary. As a man, the people that are in your life, you protect them by any means necessary. Out here on the street, living, financially set because you're hustling and you're taking care of yourself. Being self-sufficient on the street is the aspiration. The prison and the gang culture is not where it's at. Not about to start preaching because I'll be going on and on. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's what happened there. 3 individuals brutalized. All of them ended up poked, stabbed up for playing games. A part of the life. Stay safe and stay free, people.